check, check. Check, check. So let everyone take their seats. Thank you all for being here. It's a beautiful turnout in a beautiful room on a very nice San Diego day. I know we've all seen some rain earlier this week, but it's really nice to be here today. My name is Annie. I'm the director of the San Diego Sports Association. We are partners with USD, and it's such a pleasure to be here today on what is a really exciting day for USD athletics and for the women's basketball program. I'd like to take a few moments to thank you all again for being here, for taking the time to be part of this, for supporting women's athletics, as well as university leadership for being here, including President Harris. And of course, the students, the faculty, the staff, all of the athletes who are here today, and the media. None of this is possible without you telling stories and showcasing, giving a platform to these sports. It's an exciting time for women's sports. I mean, if you've watched over the last year, this is where it's at right now. Finally, we're experiencing the recognition that women's sports deserves. Record-breaking performances, historic milestones, sellout crowds. And USD is proud to continue that momentum today, marking the beginning of a new chapter for women's basketball and for the University of San Diego. It's not just a coaching change, it's the start of a defining moment in the program's history, a moment that signals growth, ambition, and a clear vision for the future. USD is proud to take a bold step forward in their commitment to women's athletics. In this new era for women's basketball, they plan to set a higher standard, a standard that's more competitive, more visible, more engaged. They want to be engaged with both the university and everyone on campus, but also the community and San Diego. Blanche Alverson brings with her years of experience at the highest levels of the game, both as a standout player in the SEC and as a coach who's built winning teams. She's walked the walk. If you spend just a few moments with her, you'll notice her energy and her enthusiasm. It's contagious, and it's no doubt going to be felt on that court. She knows what it takes to compete at the highest level, and she's made it her mission to develop student athletes both on and off the court. Her leadership style is built on mentorship, building relationships, fostering growth. That's the kind of character and vision that is in line with USD athletics and will elevate the basketball program to new heights. Heights that are grounded in both competitive excellence and a commitment to student athletes' development, both on and off the court, on a personal level and on a level that's helping foster their growth as athletes. This vision is shared with Kimya Massey, Associate Vice President and Executive Director of Athletics, who was a very strong force in bringing Coach Alverson to USD. Kimya himself has worked tirelessly to elevate everything about USD athletics since his hire last year. And it's been a pleasure not only getting to know him, but seeing his desire for success here at USD and the willingness that he has to roll up his sleeves to go after it. Please join me in introducing Kimya Massey to the stage.
Thanks, Annie. It is amazing to be here, and I'm really excited to introduce Blanche to our USD community and all the folks here today. We're going to get to her in a minute, but really you're going to appreciate her perspective, not just on the basketball and the game, but really her perspective on life and what she brings to us in this community. So I'm excited to talk a little bit more about her in a few minutes. But first, I want to bring up our leader, President Harris. President Harris obviously is a key internal part of this search. I think it's really important that the president and athletic director and the university align when you have opportunities like this, like Annie said, to bring in high-quality coaches and administrators that really elevate what we're doing. So President Harris was a key part of that component. I really appreciated his time. And with that, we're going to bring him up to share a few words and get going.
Good morning, everyone. It really is an exciting moment for our university community, for our basketball program, and I think for the entire San Diego community as we welcome Blanche Alverson as our new women's basketball coach. As Annie mentioned earlier, women's basketball nationally is on the rise, as is women's athletics, and we believe that we can compete at the very highest levels with anybody in the country. We have examples of that throughout our athletics program. For example, our volleyball program just 2 years ago competing in the Final Four. And most recently, we've talked about our soccer team made it to the Sweet 16. So the kinds of athletic, the level that we can rise to, I think, as an institution, if we make the right kinds of investments and have the right kind of leadership, I think is unlimited. I think we can compete with the very best. And we're investing in women's athletics here at the university. One example, and I know we have members of our softball team here as well, and our softball coach, is that we just opened, and we celebrated last week, the Reggie Smith softball complex, which we believe is one of the best softball complexes west of the Mississippi, if not in the nation, named for a local community leader who is now 92 years old and still active. And we thought it was a great way to dedicate that to her, but also our commitment that women's athletics will be to try to reach out to young women and children in the San Diego area, but also in Linda Vista, so they come and use the facility. And then, of course, if you look across the way and see the new wellness center, the Palomar Wellness Center, we're going to have one of the best basketball facilities in the country. I think that's what Coach Alverson will talk a little bit about when she saw that. She's already telling me about some of the student athletes that are coming to visit and what they see. So we're building the infrastructure on campus to remain a national leader in student health and well-being. In 3 weeks, we'll open the Palomar Health Wellness Center as a whole, which will include services for all students, including everything from exercise to cooking classes. It's going to have a juice bar, a bouldering wall. It's going to have everything we need, but most importantly, it'll be about health and wellness of our students and counseling that'll be available in that building. It's all part of what we've tried to do at the university, and I know that Vice President Charlotte Johnson is here, and this idea of the thriving student environment, and what can we do to make this the very best environment for our students. You know, Princeton in Review said that USD is #3 in the country for the best quality of life, and just about a month ago, they came out with a new ranking where they only ranked 15 schools in the country, Ivy League schools, great institutions across the country. We were one of them for doing the most for the health and well-being of our students. I think that's incredible. So it's in this environment that we went looking for a new basketball coach. And Kimya Massey set the bar very, very high when it came to what our expectations would be. And we had an incredible pool of candidates, sitting head coaches, individuals who had exceeded, that had been successful at every level. But Blanche Alverson stood out. And it's not just because she's 3 inches taller than me. It's that when we had our conversation, her focus immediately was on health and well-being of her student athletes. She wanted to see them be successful in the classroom. She wanted to see them be successful young women who go on to lead productive and meaningful lives. But she also just cared, you could just tell how much she cared about the students that she's coaching. And in the middle of it, where she had me, it was this phrase when she talked about herself as educator coach. Educator coach, an educator first, a coach second. That fits very much in line with the incredible faculty that we have at this institution that see themselves as teacher scholars, and so they're doing the very best in their scholarship, but they're also focused on our students. And so it's with that, it was a pretty easy choice that Kimya Massey made, and I think we're onto a new era that's just going to be fantastic for this university. I'm so pleased that Blanche has agreed to be our new head coach. I'm looking forward to doing everything I can and this administration can to help our women's basketball program just be successful at the very highest level. So I thank you for coming out, and I'm going to turn it back over to Kimya Massey. So thank you.
Thank you, President Harris. Always so supportive, and that means a lot, and again, in our alignment. Okay, been really looking forward to this day since we were able to hire Blanche last week, and it's just real great to see so many of you here to celebrate this moment, a momentous moment in our history. I also want to thank Delana Sarden and Parker Executive Search for assisting this process and helping to make it a smooth and efficient process, and obviously confidential. Also want to thank our Associate AD for Finance and Administration, Allie Gibson. Allie did a great job just helping vet candidates, and she has great basketball experience, so it was really great to have her at my side as well during that process, so thank you to Allie for that. The process to hire a coach is so much different than it used to be. It is a much more challenging in some ways, just with the timing of things. With the transfer portal, this was a really timely situation where we really wanted to get this done before the portal hit, and we actually achieved our goal. We got there on literally last Tuesday. Because of the tumultuous nature of the sport, it's sort of imperative you move quickly, but you still have to have intentionality in how you do it and do your due diligence. We did talk to candidates from all levels, high school, NAIA, all 3 NCAA divisions, and the WNBA. The interest in this job was extremely high, and I think all of our advancing candidates were either in the NCAA tournament or won 20 games in the past year. So we had an extremely impressive pool of candidates, as President Harris mentioned. This is a testament to our university. our conference, our location, and the infrastructure that we're providing women's basketball. Make no mistake about it, we are and will invest in this sport. We need to have more success as we move forward. We know that, and we will. In the changing landscape that is focused on revenue generation, NCAA units, and the ability to be adaptable, we're up to the challenge, and we're going to provide support for our basketball programs as we move forward. If our basketball programs are successful, as we know, they're going to help every single other program, and that's really important. President Harris also mentioned Jen Petrie and volleyball, what they're being able to do. It's a really key program for us as well. We have really good programs, and we need to continue to elevate all of our programs that will help all of us as we move forward and help also elevate the visibility of the university as a whole, as well as the community. We are really fortunate to live in this great community, and many of us come to work every single day in this beautiful campus, and our jobs are really to help students be successful. This is a theme that we went through when we vetted our candidates in terms of understanding all the things that are happening and swirling around us. That was still one of the key factors in terms of how we were vetting candidates. It does remain a fact that we have our jobs because of students and student athletes. And I know people have probably heard me say that many times, and I will continue to say that every single day. We're also very fortunate to have a brand new state-of-the-art basketball practice facility opening this month that'll put us at or near the top in the entire West Coast in terms of both practice and competition facilities. It's an incredible full-service facility that will be a game changer for our current athletes and also for recruiting. I also feel like during this process, we focused heavily on finding a candidate that we felt would connect with the community, understand our Catholic mission and values, navigate the changes happening in the NCAA landscape, and of course, getting a good sense of the style of play and how that would translate to the WCC as well as nationally. As we narrow the pool, the ability to communicate effectively, the track record of success, the strong recommendations from people we trust, and the ability to recruit and connect with the athletes were evident as we spent more and more time with Blanche. It became clear that she was a great fit for who we are and where we want to go. Let me share why it became obvious that Blanche was the one. Through my connections at Georgia Tech, I happen to know a lot of people there from the past and present. I've known about their success. I've seen her rise as a coach. It was clear to me that she was a key component of their success under the legendary coach, Nell Fortner. Mentoring is really important to have great mentors. We all need good mentors. We were also able to see how she contributed to their rise to become a perennial NCAA team and at a strong academic institution, very similar in some ways to USD. Her strong playing experience at Auburn, coupled with her strong academic background, she has a degree in biomedical science and a two-time SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year, I love that, really drew us to her and her skill set as a coach. As a matter of fact, as a player, she's one of 4 players in Auburn history to score 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 100 assists, 100 steals, and 50 blocks, which are extremely impressive stats, so an all-arounder. Yeah. And she shot a lot of threes. She was also able to gain valuable experience at Texas Tech, New Mexico State, and USC before taking on her role at Georgia Tech. She was a proven recruiter, supporter of young women, and she wins at a high level. And let's make no mistake about that either. Winning is extremely important. We're going to talk about winning a lot. Even as her team was navigating playing in the NCAA tournaments this year, her communication was impeccable and impressive, and really excited us about her being our head coach. Getting to know her in person was great confirmation that her skill set, personality, and coaching acumen was at an extremely high level, and she was ready for this role. I am so excited about her ability to connect with our student athletes, recruits, parents, and our athletic department staff, and the entire USD community. There's no doubt she will raise the bar for this program and take us to new heights. She also brings a strong relationship with Luka Doncic to the table. Not Luka Doncic, the Laker, but Luka Doncic, her golden doodle. As a proud dog parent myself, I have 2 dogs. I can't wait to meet Luka, the golden doodle, and for Blanche to be here in San Diego permanently. I'm so proud and excited to announce Blanche Alverson as our 4th head coach of the women's basketball program. Got it.
I am going to adjust this up a little bit. Thank you all so much for being here. I couldn't be more excited to be here. This beautiful campus, my family, as we were coming in today, was like, wow, this is where you get to go to work. This is amazing. It's a little different than where I'm from in Andalusia, Alabama. But, you know, I think, first of all, thank you to President Harris. Thank you, Kimya. Thank you, Allie, for this process. And I think from the beginning of this process, I have just been so impressed with the vision and the mission of San Diego and the athletic department. And I couldn't be more excited to be the next head women's basketball coach here at USD. I think the future is so bright. There's a lot of potential for growth, and I couldn't be more excited to be here. I think one of the biggest things that I want to do is thank my family. My parents are here today, my family. I know they're watching right now too. But I would not be where I am today without them, and I say that because, like President Harris mentioned, I am an educator coach. My family has a strong background in education. My mom was my middle school principal. She is just now recently retired in education, so that has always been my first and foremost focus as I made my college decision, as I continue as I've gone from Auburn to different stops in USC and Georgia Tech. It's always been very, very, very important to me that is the first thing. And I guess also mentioned with my SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year awards, that I think that just says a lot about the process, and we are student athletes first, and that is why we all are here. And so I'm really excited I've met the team, they're amazing, the energy has been phenomenal, and I really appreciate you guys welcoming me in with open arms, and I really appreciate that. Thank you to one of my mentors, my coach, my friend, Nell Fortner. She gave me an opportunity to come and work alongside her at Georgia Tech 6 years ago. I've known her since I was 15. She always loves when I say that, so saying that one for you, Coach. But seriously, congratulations on her retirement. She just announced her retirement this week. And I would not be here either without her and her guidance and her mentorship and her passion and her energy for young people. And I take that when we went to Georgia Tech together, we have a long-standing relationship, but I was able to be alongside her and see how she led and grew and built a program at Georgia Tech that we can all be very proud of. She has invested in me as I want to invest in the future of players that I coach, players at Georgia Tech that we coached. And I think at our success at Georgia Tech, it was about, yes, we won a lot of games. We had a great opportunity. We had a great season this year. But it was truly about the relationships we built along the way. And I think Nell is a great example, and her passion for basketball and her passion for people that I hope to carry with me every step of the way in my coaching journey. So thank you, Nell. Thank you for being a supporter of me and my future, and I can't wait to celebrate your retirement with you the next time I see you. Also, congratulations and to you guys. I mean, in terms of, I am so excited to be here. This was a no-brainer decision for me. I'm so glad to be at USD. This is an incredible campus. The facilities that are coming for women's basketball and men's basketball, this is an exciting time to be here, and I couldn't be more happy to be here as well. I would also like to thank a couple of the coaches I've gotten to work with along the way. Mark Track gave me my first opportunity as an assistant coach, as a young coach, and he always joked, he's like, I knew you could recruit, because the first conversation we had, and he's been with me along my entire journey, gave me an opportunity as an assistant coach when I was 25 years old, and I will always be forever thankful for that. I'd like to thank Candy Whitaker, who gave me my first opportunity to test to see if I wanted to coach basketball, because I was going to be a doctor. And I don't know if everyone agreed with that decision, but my family was super supportive, and I appreciate that. But she gave me my first taste as to what coaching and leading young women was about, and I'm really excited and really thankful to her for giving me that opportunity. It's an exciting time in women's basketball. I think one of the biggest things that we can do as educators and coaches and leaders is invest in the young people around us. And I'm super excited to invest in our team, to lay out the vision for what this program is going to do moving forward. We want to be in the community. We want to be in the San Diego community. I want to get to know the community, get to know each of you here on campus. We want to win games, yes, but we also want to take our process day by day and get better every single day, focus on the work, and focus on our relationships and transparency, being held accountable to different things and standards of success here. And I know that we can do that here at USD. Really, really, really excited for that. Culture is everything to me. I think one of the biggest reasons we had so much success at Georgia Tech with Nell is our culture was really, really, really strong. And so with that, I want to build a culture here that we can be proud of, that we can put an exciting brand of basketball on the floor, but that we have intentional relationships that come organically, and we build those and we grow together. I think that's really, really important. I'm excited to get a staff in here as well, where we can work every single day on building our culture and have that standard of winning and elevate the standard here for our women's basketball program. At the end of the day, I am honored and humbled to be here in front of you today. I mean, I think USD is such an outstanding opportunity. The campus is incredible, elite academics, the facilities are top tier, and just the vision and mission of USD as a whole and pouring into the young people here on campus, I think is really, really, really exciting. And I'm really, really happy to be here and to be standing in front of you and to be your new head coach. Thank you so much.
Now I want to run through a wall and play for Coach Alverson. If I was any good at basketball, which you would have your work cut out for you, let me tell you, I'll leave that to the experts. All right, let's open it up to the media. Media who have questions, we're going to bring a microphone around for you, but please state your name and your affiliation before asking your question. Who would like to begin? Any questions? Yes, Dawn, of course. Let's get you that mic.
I think more than anything, meeting with Kimya and Allie and President Harris, I was able to see the vision of what they have instilled for the athletic department and specifically women's basketball in general. I think, the elite academic constraints and the culture here as a whole in the athletic department is one where we want to continue to elevate the standard of success here. And I know that we can do that here at USD. The campus is beautiful. The facilities are unreal. And so really excited to get people here and show it. And there's a lot of interest, like Kimya said earlier, there's a lot of interest in being here at USD. And I think there's just a lot of room for growth. Absolutely. So I'm an offensive person in my heart. I love to shoot threes, as Kimya alluded earlier. I was a 6'3" shooter in life, but I do think that's the way basketball is going now. And to play a really up-tempo style of play, get out, be able to shoot the basketball, and play. Just have fun, right? Have fun, get out and run and push. At Georgia Tech this year, we installed an offense that ended up being top 20 in the country offensively. We pushed pace. We shot early good shots, and we shared the ball. We were top 10 in the country in assist-to-turnover ratio. So I think that's offensively what you can expect, an exciting brand of basketball. Defensively, being very solid and playing at a pace where we can create more scoring opportunities. But it starts on that end and being able to create and get the ball and be able to play at a fast pace and have some fun while we're doing it.
Any other questions? No? Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Hi, you guys. No, I am so excited to be here and be your new head coach. Every conversation we've had, whether it's a Zoom call or the individual conversations or just meeting you guys the other day, has been unbelievable. Y'all have impressed me so much just with how mature you are and how excited you are to get to work. And that's one of the things I think all of you have said is like we're really hard workers and we can't wait to do it. Thank you to the seniors that came here today too. I really appreciate that. I think it shows how much you guys care about this program and this university, and so thank you for coming.
It's not just media who can ask questions. Anybody can ask a question. Yes. We'll get the mic over to you, I believe. There we go.
Hey, Coach. Welcome to San Diego. Karthik Venkatraman from CBS 8. I guess just for you, what does it mean to, become a head coach and become a head coach in this area?
Absolutely. I think, this is a goal of mine, and I have had my parents and my family have been so supportive of me and just achieving goals from a young age. My parents would talk to me about setting goals, achieving goals, and going after what you want. I think the last 6 years at Georgia Tech has really prepared me. I'm very fortunate, again, to have worked alongside Nell Fortner and her mentorship and her guidance to be able to help me understand what this takes and to be a leader of young people and invest in that. And I think more than anything, I'm excited for the opportunity, and this is an incredible way to start my head coaching career.
Any other questions for Kimya, for Coach Alverson or President Harris? No? There we go.
Hi. So, quick question. You had touched about being an educator first, coach second. So why so much focus on the well-being of students when obviously, you're focused on winning in basketball, but why the wellness?
I think too, like Kimya talked about earlier, that we are here for the student athletes, right? And I think I had a phenomenal student athlete experience. I went to college, and I would say I had the total college experience and got to be involved in other aspects other than basketball. And I do think it translates onto the court. And so when you're able to be invested in your community, invested on your campus, and involved, you feel more tied to who you're playing for. And not only are we there to win games, but we're also there to build our futures together. And I think that's one of the biggest things that has been instilled in me from a young age, and I want to continue to invest in women and invest in young people to continue to help them after their 4 years of college basketball.
Any other questions? Yes.
Hey, this one's for Kimya. Kimya, when was it that you knew that Blanche was the coach that you wanted to go with? And was it like an epiphany moment, or was it just a bunch of things that kind of added up?
Yeah, no, actually, I think I knew very early on that she was very, very much at the top of my list as I started doing my research. But I also, like I said, knew some people that knew her, and from a character side, not even the basketball side, just as a person and a human being, that's really important. And as we went through the process, I think it became more and more evident as I learned more about her and her style of play and how she treats student athletes and the academic side and just fitting into the mission and vision of the university. It did become very apparent. And then it was sort of down to the final meetings when you meet with candidates in person and spend a lot of time with them. And it just really confirmed and validated, what we thought the entire time. And really felt like, fit is a cliche at times, but I do think it's true. And just felt like she was a great fit here and is really going to elevate our program, but also be an incredible human being and do it with integrity and do it the right way.
Final call for questions. Any other questions? I know there's some student journalists here. Anybody have a question? I always like to encourage that. All right. Well, we really appreciate everyone coming here today. I know everyone in this room and in the San Diego community is really excited about this next chapter for USD and to watch Coach Alverson continue to grow the program and build the program with these wonderful athletes. You can make your way upstairs. Coach Alverson will be there shortly for some light bites and socializing with Coach Alverson. That's in the Warren Room upstairs. And if you're leaving today, thank you so much for joining us and have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Congratulations to Coach Alverson.